Hi, I'm Bex. This is my face. Welcome back to my channel. It's that time of the week again. We're doing more pages in Create This Book by Mariah Elizabeth. I am so excited. I actually accomplished more than one page this week, and
that is something.
I have a couple pages I want to show you today in Create This Book, so let's just go ahead and get into it. So when I sat down this week to do my Create This Book, the first page I settled on was create color combinations. Play around with different color combinations, group colors together to see how they look together, and make notes of your favorite. Easy enough. So the first thing I did is I sat down with my sketchbook and I sketched out some ideas of how I wanted to lay things out, because it's always good to have a plan before you get started to help avoid frustrating mistakes that I am prone to making. As always, I'm going in and outlining with my Tombow calligraphy pen, as it gives me the best variation in lines and makes for a very dynamic illustration. So the idea I had is I wanted to make like a messy artist's desk with all kinds of art supplies scattered around. And I originally wanted to use those art supplies to convey the different like little color combinations. So I wanted the watercolor palette to be its own color combination, the paint tubes to be their own color combination. I ultimately decided against that later, but more on that in a minute. So I decided I would do like an artsy desk with like paint tubes, paint brushes, like all this kind of stuff scattered around, and have two pieces of paper right in the middle for doing paint swatches and for doing the combinations there and testing things out. So all around I've got like a little watercolor palette, I've got some paint tubes, headphones, a cup of coffee, paint brushes, colored pencils, and just like a traditional painter's palette. I think it turned out really well. I tried to make it look as messy as possible. I really enjoy how the smears of paint around the table went. I think looking back, I would have added more of those. I think they are my favorite part of the illustration so far. So going in with the colors, I decided against making each set of art supplies their own color combination and decided to just color it as I saw fit. I had originally set out what colors I wanted to use for this illustration, and then I just kept getting excited and pulling out more and more colors, you know, just doing what I felt. So I went through, I did all of my like base colors, and I tried to scatter things around, like having blue in multiple sections in the illustration, having my red in multiple different sections, you know, just so I wanted to make sure that my colors were evenly distributed.
Why are words so hard today?
But yeah, when I got into the shadows, I have a few parts that I kind of regret a little bit. Mostly the darker shadow around the painter's palette. I kind of really regret how that looks. But overall, I am so happy with how this illustration turned out, and honestly, so surprised that it looks as good as it does. Now, if you notice, the actual illustration doesn't have any color combinations in it, so I went back later and I added some of my favorite color combinations on the piece of paper that's in the middle of the illustration. Right now I only have two, but I do plan on going back and adding more later, maybe with some other art supplies, but for the sake of timing and being able to get the video out, I didn't spend a lot of time on that this week. Sorry guys, I opted for 2 pages instead of multiple color combinations, so like you'll have to forgive me there.
Priorities.
Can you not? For the second Create This Book page this week, I landed on create your least favorite. Make this page your least favorite. So naturally, my brain goes immediately to food.
I like to eat.
So I grab my sketchbook, sketch out what I want to do, because I don't often draw my least favorite things. Just not one of my pastimes. Weird, I know. So once I have my sketch and I have my idea, I go in and start inking it. And as you can tell, my least favorite food on this planet is pickles. And I know that that is a controversial statement to make, but honestly, pickles are disgusting. And I don't understand how anyone could like them. If you love pickles, have them all. Have all of them. I ain't gonna stop you because I'm not gonna eat them. So like, you go on ahead. So I have this whole page laid out of just jars of pickles, pickle juice spilled everywhere. And they were kind of stressful to draw just because I wasn't really like invested in learning to draw pickles because I kind of see it as not something I'm going to draw again at all. So I've got some jars filled with pickles, some jars not quite so filled with pickles. I have a jar on its side leaking that nasty pickle juice all over the place. And if you've noticed, I couldn't help myself. One of the pickle jars in the back, instead of doing a little stork, I think it's a stork logo that they have on there. I don't know, I was looking up pictures of pickle jars, but I decided that the logo on this particular pickle jar would be the vomiting emoji to thoroughly capture the way I feel about pickles. Y'all, you just don't understand.
They're gross.
So I was pretty pleased with myself for working that in. I knew starting out I wanted to work that emoji in there. So I'm pleased with that. Now, low-key, I was kind of excited about this page just because I knew it was mostly gonna be monochromatic. It was gonna be almost entirely just green, and I was kind of really excited about that. Now, I did work in some yellow and some blue, like for the labels on some of the jars, but for the most part, this entire page is just green, which I find interesting because green is one of my least favorite colors
Ever.
So really, everything about this is my least favorite. My second least favorite color, can you guess? It's blue, which is basically the only other color I use on here. So the colors I end up using is green, yellow, and blue. And so like, I hate green, I hate blue. This page really is like my least favorite. And I don't know that I'm even like happy with how it turned out. So yeah, I think I accomplished the least favorite part of it. But yeah, I'd originally gone in coloring the pickle juice with just a green marker, and I realized it's just not quite right. It's a little too green, so I go back over with a pale yellow to kind of give it more of that pickly juice color. And like, all I could think of this entire drawing is how I know people who just drink pickle juice, and I don't understand. I really just don't understand. You guys, I'm sorry that this video has just turned into an entire rant on how much I dislike pickles, but someone please explain to me in the comments. If you like pickles, tell me why. Please explain it to me. But also, you're not gonna change my mind, obviously, but like, that's fine. And also, like, let me know in the comments below what you would have put as your least favorite food. Like, let's talk about that. Even if it's controversial, let's talk about it. So the last thing I do on this page, which I think really brought it all together, is I add, with my white Posca, I go in and I add the shine, the glare on the glass jars, and I think that really brought it all together. Yeah, there it is, my page pickles, the pickle page, pickly pickle juice pickle page. Pickle. There it is. Those are my two pages. And if you notice, they are not in my Create This book because I have no glue to put them in my book. Totally empty. I don't have any glue left in there. But I will show you one more time. Create color combinations page. Least favorite pickle page. And maybe next week I'll do the favorite page to kind of balance that out. Yeah, I think maybe. I have a few pages I already have my eye on for next week, so I'm really excited. And that is all I have for you today. I'm sorry this was just a giant rant about pickles. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button below and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I post. I'm here every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!